Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you things are looking up for the Patriots. We're almost to free agency, not soon after the draft. Obviously, not too long ago, Mike Vrabel was hired. He literally flipped the coaching staff. And now, as we look on free agency, more and more great news for the Patriots when it comes to edge rushers. Yes, I know we talked about this yesterday, but we even have more that we're going to talk about as well today because even more news has broke. As well, on top of that, we're going to jump into, again, I feel like it is always haunting me. It's behind me, but we're going to talk some wide receivers. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, Trey Hendrickson, Cincinnati Bengals. Remember the team the Patriots beat at the beginning of the season, gave us a little hope, and we were like, hey, maybe this team has a shot at something. And then it went downhill real quick. Yes, sorry for reminding you. But he has given permission to seek a trade. Now you're probably saying, Aaron, why does that matter? Again, the more available edge rushers there are, the more likely the Patriots are going to snag a solid one. Whether that's in free agency, I highly doubt they're going to go trade for a Myles Garrett or a Trey Hendrickson. But in free agency, I think they are going to be able to pick one up. So now, and anyone who watches this channel also knows, I'm dreaming that somehow, some way, Abdul Carter drops to number 4. But again, that's daydreaming. You're telling me there's a chance it could happen. You never know. Cross your fingers. I doubt it. But I think some guy told me in the comments once, he was like, 5% chance, 5% chance. Yeah, but again, still a chance. Now, other big news when it comes to edge rushers is Harold Landry, who is an edge rusher, a linebacker that is from the Tennessee Titans. This gets really interesting. He was just released by the Tennessee Titans. Bear with me. He was on a contract that would have paid him this upcoming year $17.5 million. None of it guaranteed. So the Titans dropped him. Now, obviously, they free up cap space. People trying to free up cap space as it comes to free agency next week. Now, Harold Landry is an interesting story because, yeah, sure, he's 28 years old. He has one injury that is of note, and that is, if you notice at his stats from 2018 all the way to this year, he had 1 year where he was out the whole year, and that was 2022 where he tore his ACL. Besides that, literally look at that. He has played every single game. Again, we look at his stats. He was the leading sack leader when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. He would have been that for the New England Patriots this year. We know Keon White, I believe he got 5 sacks this year. 5.5, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is what it is. But you look at his production, and it is not bad. Now, I wish on this channel I could show you highlights from his time this past year with the Titans and his ability off the edge. He looks great. He looks great. Now, are there better guys out there? Yeah, I'm sure there are. But the crazy thing with Harold Landry is, you probably guessed it, with the Tennessee Titans, he has the connection with Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel was the coach when they drafted Landry in the second round out of where? Boston College. So bringing him back to the New England area, even if it's something where, hey, you know, scheme wise, you know, what do they want? What would they want to do? Again, he's played with Vrabel. I think Terrell Williams would love him as well. Again, is he the biggest name in free agency? No, he's not. But it's another solid edge rusher that, again, even if he came in, it's very possible that right now, based on this roster, and you're like, Aaron, this isn't saying much. Yeah, you're right. It's not with Wise and White. It's not saying a ton right now, even though a lot of us believe Keon White has a ton of potential. But bringing him in this very moment, he would most likely be the best edge rusher that we have. Probably him, Keon White, right there. And so the reason this is great, again, going back to the Trey Hendrickson, going back to the Myles Garrett, going back to the other great edge rushers that are in free agency, this gives the Patriots more of an opportunity to pick up an edge before the draft and really see, okay, this is the things we've gotten worked out so far. Then when we get to the draft, we can have a better strategy of, okay, what are we looking for? Now, again, that doesn't mean if Abdul Carter drops to number 4 that they're going to say, nope, we're going to pass on it. You never know. I don't know what they're thinking, but that would be my guess. Again, you could even look at this in argue that the Tennessee Titans might say, listen, Harold Landry, edge rusher, $17.5 million this year. No, we're going to release him. And guess what? We have the first overall pick. And a lot of people, a lot of scouts, a lot of analysts, a lot of quote unquote, as I like to say, experts are saying that Abdul Carter is the best prospect in this draft. If that is the case, their new GM has even said, quote, we are not going to pass on blue chip or big time players. There's no way. And the question then becomes for the Titans, who is the best player? Abdul Carter, or are they going to take a chance on Cam Ward? Again, I think it'd be wise for them to get Abdul Carter, though I don't want them to. Get Abdul Carter, and then that next year, if they do bad again, guess what? Arch Manning, which I know a lot of people are coveting at this moment, wishing he was in this draft right now, they would take him in a heartbeat. Obviously, his name being Manning, one. Two, he also has a ton of potential. So, Harold Landry, you want to see him on the Patriots, or would you rather see a bigger name on the Patriots in free agency? Again, I would like to see a Josh Sweat would be ideal. I think we can all agree that is the top. I don't think it's going to be worth. It's worth for a team like the Commanders or the Lions or whoever that are in the playoffs right now. In that echelon of teams in the NFL that have made the playoffs in the past couple of years, to go for a Myles Garrett or a Trey Hendrickson, because they probably have some assets and draft capital they can trade. The Patriots not in a like position. So again, edge rusher, be confident, more and more confident they are going to land someone solid. What is your thought on Harold Landry? And I know a lot of you are going to probably say, again, like I just said, I'd rather have Josh Sweat. I get it. I do too. But again, the rapport with Mike Vrabel, again, coming in, most likely being that top edge rusher, still in his 20s, feel a little more confident. What do you say? Comment below. Last but not least, yeah, you probably guessed it. We're talking DK Metcalf, and you're probably like, I'm going to stop watching this video. But hear me out. It's not rumors, all right? Apparently, everyone, when we're talking, reporters, different organizations, are continuously saying that they believe, people across the league are saying that DK Metcalf will somehow make it to the Patriots. He'll be traded. Now, this is one this is a weird video. My fault. My fault. There was here it is. Even on the Pat McAfee show, they talked about this. So he says, everybody in the league thinks DK Metcalf is going to New England. They have all the money and they need the weapon. That's true. Now, a lot of people have stopped me in the comments and said, Aaron, you idiot. Listen to what I have to say, which is always funny to see. But anyways, they say DK Metcalf does not want to go here. He's already said that. Yes, you are correct. But it doesn't matter to DK Metcalf. Just because he was told that he could do a trade or wants a trade and the Seahawks have granted that does not mean they are going to be in the best interest of DK Metcalf. Now, there's a quote in here. Let's see here if I can find it. I had it already ready up. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. I had it pulled up a second ago. But basically what it said was, listen, what we are going to do, here it is. The thing to understand here is our responsibility to the owner, Jody Allen. Totally understand. And the 12s, obviously the fans. And first and foremost is doing what's absolutely best for the organization. That's A. What is best for the organization? Then B is best for the player. So again, he might say he doesn't want to go to the Patriots, but they can still say, well, you're going to the Patriots. Now, personally, I will tell you, I don't want anyone on the Patriots that doesn't want to be on the Patriots. That's first and foremost. And I know a lot of people, I feel like it's 50-50, 60-40 of people saying they want someone, they want DK Metcalf or they don't want DK Metcalf. Personally, the opinion that I have spoken when it comes to trading for someone has been, I don't think that we need to be giving up that kind of draft capital, and I don't know what players they necessarily would want from our team, but we all know that there's not many top tier great players from the team. Now, a lot of people have swung around, well, what about the early second round pick? That's a great question. What do you think? Do you think that the Patriots should give up that early second-round pick for DK Metcalf? That's an interesting proposition. Again, you have a probably tried and true number one wide receiver for your organization, for Drake May. Again, get Drake May weapons. We all know that. There should be a slogan somewhere. Arm Drake May. Something like we're gonna figure something. We're gonna get some merch out with that. I don't know if anyone would buy it. I'd get one just because I'd feel obligated to. But anyways, we need to get weapons for Drake May. And so if it was as simple as, hey, a second round pick, I'm on board with that. But again, I don't think the Seahawks, because that's a huge possibility that he stays in Seattle. That's probably the number one possibility at this moment. Betting odds, I would say. But again, if it's too good to be true and we can get him for a second round pick, I'm definitely listening to that conversation, and I'm not necessarily opposed to it. Again, my only hesitation is the fact that, okay, if he said basically he doesn't want to go to the Patriots, then why does this organization want him? Right? So comment below. Tell me what you think about DK Metcalf, what you think about Harold Landry, any of the things we have talked about today. Again, there is good news for the Patriots. Things are looking up. As I said, there's going to be an edge rusher. Someone's going to land here for the Patriots, and it's going to make this defense better under Terrell Williams, under head coach Mike Vrabel. So there is hope. Have hope, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name's Aaron. I didn't tell you at the beginning, but do me a favor. We are so close to hitting 6,000. It means the world to me. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below. We'll talk later. Peace.